The retreat of Russian forces in Kherson was seen as a big blow to President Vladimir Putin's plans as the war in Ukraine enters its 9th month. For Ukraine and President Zelensky, regaining the western bank of the Dnipro River was celebrated as a milestone. In fact, this is what Zelensky had to say about getting Kherson back.
I am honored to be together here with you in our beloved Ukraine Kherson region. And it is such a warm feeling, despite the weather. It is a very heartwarming feeling. I would like to thank you, your relatives, for you, and that you are bringing Ukraine back, bringing Kherson back.
Ironically, Zelensky ended up making a reference to Kherson's weather, and surely the force of nature is expected to get the better of the heartwarming feeling, unlike what the Ukrainian president is thinking. Remember, Ukraine taking back its territory comes at a time when the war has been going on for 9 months with no sign of peace between the two sides. Given how battered Ukraine's infrastructure is thanks to heavy Russian shelling, Ukrainians' misery is just about to begin. Hello and welcome. I am Shubhangi Sharma and you're watching First Post. Just over a week after recapturing Kherson, Ukrainian forces have started evacuating residents living there. So why are they evacuating people from an area that belongs to them? Anticipating another attack from Russia, is it? No, that's not the case. It's actually the chilling winter. A long, dark winter actually awaits Ukraine. For the citizens, this winter will also be painful. Consistent Russian shelling has damaged the electricity grid badly, plunging the war-torn nation into darkness. Ukraine has realized this. Without electricity that will facilitate the usage of heaters, Ukrainians will be in conditions that are extremely tough for human survival. Authorities urged residents in the southern regions to move to safer areas in the central and western parts of the country. Officials in Kiev are in a race against time to get as many people out as possible. Imagine the scale we are talking about. The World Health Organization calls this a life-threatening winter that can affect millions of people. Dr. Hans-Henry Kluge, WHO's regional director for Europe, said, "Put simply, this winter will be about survival." That is a dangerous warning, one with substance. Temperatures are expected to go as low as minus 20 degrees. And for context, there are roughly 10 million people in the whole of Ukraine who are living without power. Now that you backtrack a little bit, it all makes sense. Kherson, because of its geography, was becoming a liability for Russian forces. Knowing what was to follow, it retreated with great alacrity and put the onus of handling citizens on Ukraine. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky estimates more than 50% of the country's energy facilities have been damaged by Russian missile strikes. Repairing this would take months. Until then, citizens will have to put up with long hours of power outages in such humane conditions. Sergei Kovalenko, head of the Yasno major private energy provider for Kiev, said, "Ukrainians are most likely to live with blackouts at least until the end of March. That means another 6 months from now at least." Various energy providers and government officials are constantly reminding people to stock up on their winter requirements and save as much energy as possible. What's worse, it's already begun snowing in Ukraine and winter hasn't officially arrived. Mind you, these are some really inhumane conditions, and we are talking about the survival of Ukrainians in spite of making gains on the battlefield. Along with a steep drop in temperatures, the enthusiasm of Ukraine's forces has come down as well. They realize the mess that Russia has left Kiev in. No hope for restoring normalcy, no hope for immediate relief from the chilling winter. No hope for Ukraine's citizens as well, maybe? What do you think will happen next?